Namaste to all. A couple of questions comes to me repeatedly in YouTube. The first question is, the Sanatan Dharma speaks about Artha Dharma Kama Moksha. Many anti-Hindus or even many Hindu Pandits, they speak bad about, Kama. Why Sanatan Dharma speaks about Kama before Moksha? So Kama, actually the misunderstanding is they think that Kama means sex. Kama does not mean sex here. Of course, in Sanskrit, for sex also there is a word called Kama, but here Artha Dharma Kama Moksha, in this Kam means Kamana, Shubh Kamana. See, Almighty God is our Father, is like our Father. Sanaha Piteva Sunave Agne. He is like our Father. He is not our Father, means he is not our biological father, but he is like our Father because he is the one who creates us. He is also like our mother because he takes care of us. So we must understand that God knows us much better than we know ourselves. So that's why, in the step to moksha, Kamana is a very, very important thing. Kamana means pious desires. There are two types of desires. One is pious desires, other one is impious desires. Pious desires are those desires which are needed for everybody, needed for a happy living for the life. For example, a desire to have a home. Like, I need a home to live. This is not a sinful desire. This is a pious desire. Similarly, a desire to have a good life partner is a pious desire, because when you have a good life partner, if you are a male, if you have a good wife, if you are a female, if you have a good husband, then your life becomes very easy, your life becomes very smooth, your life becomes very peaceful. So this is a pious desire. Similarly, a desire to have a child in the Grihastha ashrama, this is also a pious desire, because when you have child, and that child, for example, is a good child, that means that child has Shubh Sanskar, he is a well-behaved or she is a well-behaved kid, he or she will give you happiness in your old age. Even he or she will give you happiness when you are in young age. So a pious desire to have kids is also, a desire to have kids is also a pious desire. Similarly, a desire to have handful of money to eat properly without depending upon others, without taking credit from others, this is also pious desires. So desires are, in fact, God says in the Vedas, Kamana Rahit koi bhi nahi reh sakta. Without a desire, no one in this world can even blink the eyes. Maharishi Dayananda Saraswati states in Satyartha Prakash that if you do not have a desire, you cannot even blink the eyes. So desire is a part of our life. But desires are like, Buddha speaks on Trishna, desire. Trishna means a desire for, more. Not being satisfied with what you have is a sinful thing. If you have something, you are satisfied with whatever is available with you, whatever is you possess, then it's okay. Then that desire is not going to tempt you for more. So Kaman, Artha Dharma Kama Moksha, Kamana is a very, very important thing in our life, because God is very clear in his fundamentals. Unless your pious desires are satisfied, unless suppose you have a desire to earn money, and you have a desire to earn money for what? The desire is very simple. I want to take care of my wife, I want to take care of my husband, I want to take care of my children, I don't want to go and beg for food. So you have a desire to earn money. This desire is a pious desire. But a little bit of differentiation in the Vedic context is, like Sri Krishna also says in Gita, that you have to do your karma, but don't expect the result. That whatever karma you are doing, the result should be obtained accordingly. Don't have this desire. The desire for result is a sinful desire. The desire for attaining something is not a sinful desire. The desire for the result for my karma is a sinful thing. Sinful thing means that is called as Sakam karma. I am doing a karma and I expect a result. I have a desire for the result, is called as Sakam karma. But Sri Krishna says, and also Almighty God says in Vedas, do Nishkam Shubh Karma. don't expect the results. Please have complete surrenderance towards Almighty God. God will take care of the results. So when you work towards a final goal, and that final goal is a Shubh Kamana, and even if the final goal is not attained by you, but still you are doing karma for that final goal, then it becomes a Nishkam Shubh Karma. So Artha Dharma Kama Moksha, having pious desires in life is essential to attain moksha, because when you have unfulfilled desires, you can never focus on Almighty God. So that's why kamana is very, very important. But kam does not mean sex. Desire for sex is not a pious desire. Desire for sensuality, desire for smoking, desire for drugging, desire for drinking liquor, desire for many women, or desire for many men, this is not pious desire. So kam does not mean sex. Kam means a Shubh Kamana, pious desires. And God says in the Vedas that when you do Shubh Karma, please be rest assured that the results also are Shubh Karma. Please be rest assured the results is definitely going to come to you, but might not at the time when you expect. You are doing a karma, you will surely get the results. But what you want is, you want the results tomorrow. That is not going to happen. So in Vedic Dharma, the results will be awarded by Almighty God slowly, steadily, but none of the karma gets wasted. And also Artha Dharma. Artha means wealth or money or property, etc. But Artha has to be earned with Dharma. And similarly, Kamana also must have Dharma as the base. That's why, Dharmartha Kama Mokshana, when Vedic Pandits or Vedic philosophers, they write, they say Dharmartha Kama Mokshana. Dharma is the base. When Dharma means Vedas, Dharma means the moral duties. When you have the base as the Dharma, then you will not earn money, Artha. You will not earn Artha by wrong means. Definitely you will earn money by right means only. Even if you are put in a situation where you can mint money, then also you will not earn that money, because the base of your life is Dharma. So Dharmartha Kama Moksha. Similarly, Kama, the pious desires, what is the basis of pious desires is Dharma, is Vedas. In Vedas, Almighty God says you must enter Grihastha Ashrama. So marriage is not against Vedas. Marriage is a Vedic path. Grihastha Ashrama is a Vedic advice in the Vedas. Similarly, Brahmacharya Ashram, Grihastha, Vanaprastha, Sannyas, everything God has given advices. So having those desires is not anti-Vedic. So Dharma is the base. When you have Dharma as the base, then your Kamana, your pious desires will not deviate you from the final goal, which is the emancipation, which is the moksha. So if any Pandit says that, God speaks about sex, he or she, that Pandit does not have any knowledge about the Vedic Dharma. See, God also gives the knowledge about how to have kids in the Vedas. God gives unless knowledge is given, knowledge is never gained. So for human beings also, God has given advice of Brahmacharya. God also has given the knowledge on how to get conceived, how to get babies also. That knowledge is given by Almighty God. But it's not like, that's the only aim of your life. That is not calm. That's not the calm in the Artha Dharma Kama Moksha. Please understand that. So we must always understand and have 100% faith on Almighty God, that and there is no obscenity or let's say vulgar in the Vedas. Many people have this misunderstanding that Vedas speaks about so many vulgar things. Vedas speaks about Niyoga. Niyoga is not a vulgar thing. See, understand, Niyoga is a provision in the Vedas. Like, there is a king and he gets married. The king goes for the war. The king dies. So who has to sustain the kingdom? There is no other king available. In that case, there are provisions given in the Vedas to do Niyoga so that you can obtain babies. There is and this Niyoga system is equal for men and women. Many people have misunderstanding about Niyoga, but Niyoga, the basis of Niyoga is Dharma. The basis of Niyoga is Brahmacharya. When we are not Brahmachari, we can never understand Niyoga. Niyoga is not done for sexual pleasures. Niyoga is done only for getting babies in the Grihastha because the husband is dead or the wife is dead. The queen is dead, the king desires to have son or daughter, the king can adopt Niyoga. So Niyoga practice was in vogue in the previous times. Today it is not possible because we have zero knowledge about brahmacharya. We do not have any knowledge about control of senses. We do not have any knowledge about Almighty God. We do not have any knowledge about Vedas. So Niyoga cannot exist when the Vedas knowledge cannot exist. So there is no vulgarity, there is no obscenity in the Vedas. That we must be very clear. Thank you so much. Namaste. Om.